Polynesian. Have I mentioned his chiseled dimension? Have I mentioned that he won't be questioned? Have I mentioned his stuff of legend? A Polynesian. His arrival was shrouded and mysterious. Found driven wet on Portrush strand, he hadn't come by bus. Some say he jumped a freighter and swam in to join us here. Others would accept that tale. They say no ships were near. And I like to picture him so, clutched in his teeth, his visa. Most of the world is water, and this a Polynesian knows. Much of its great width has flown between his toes. Back along his own shores, he was a fisherman, dragging nets along the surf in his massive hands. One eye on the far horizon, the other on his home. He'd work a mile offshore, but no further on the foam. And his net, fish had no chance, but still would fight and lunge. Looking at their pumping bodies, gave the man a twinge. Each of them's fish had travelled, more than him or any in his village. Even the smallest of his catch had made impressive mileage. The Polynesian would raise his head and look at the horizon, and slowly, over months, something began to rise in him. Did he want a brand new life? Or was it just to find a wife? We can only guess at the man's emotion when one day he dived in, aiming for open ocean. The Polynesian swam on and on, battling with the abyss. He swam weeks on end, feeding on raw fish. The sun kept him right, but the stars he liked the most. Eventually, his navigations brought him to our coast. Why he chose to join us here, I can offer no hypothesis. I'd like to ask the man myself, but that fella speaks no English. His wife is a local there, but in 3 years, she's felt no need to teach him. He shows no interest in the lingo, and she needs no words to reach him. She first saw him on construction sites. At digging holes, he is a master. He's cheaper than a JCB and 20% faster. As she was tired of pampering boys, wanted a strong, silent type. They got married 2 weeks later, and still are true and tight. She stands there now, quietly watching. She's near as big as her husband. Arms folded, legs like pillars. She's got presence and command. She watches now, her husband stuck in second place. She knows how much he longs to win. She saw it in his face. Perhaps right now he's remembering the fish he used to troll. The Polynesian fights harder now than any fish in any hole. Watch him bound for the horizon, a powerful front crawl. Here are 3 men, and you may find them lagging in dimension. But that's what happens when one all needs is the sea's attention. Look, Lieutenant Quick has suddenly surged from last to front. Comrade Green, we hear from here, is frank and punished drunk. The Polynesian is now firm, but he's not deterred. He's got that slick consistency that's got us all stirred. Now we are more forward, halfway to rotten rock. Never is a chunk of granite been such vital stuff. If heaven joins rivals his way, squadrons forward over the land, we'll be bringing them tonight, and perhaps a friendly fight with the soldier's part. as a woman shoves through them in a hurry. Con McCree's sister has arrived, her face mad with worry. Con, she screams, your heart's too weak for this, and she knows she's a doctor. But Con McCree thinks they're again his league and will not return to knock for her. So instead, she turns to glare at us, a sporting audience. And on the boys and girls around her falls a certain hush. You'll do anything for a show, she says, you ugly red crowd. But this here's a blood sport of base and pulse, and shouldn't be allowed. Here are three men who'd not be offended to hear themselves called base. They'd just shrug their shoulders and say, well, that's just the human race. In the lead, Lieutenant Dwight, if I may now introduce, 50 men are here this morning giving him abuse. But it's that supportive ribbon, normal in the army, and I won't let their foul language bother or alarm me. Dwight was once Ulster swimming champion, and one day, wearing his medal, he admired his reflection. But in the mirror, 16 summers old, he felt a dreadful tremor. Confirmed his fear right there and then, with his dad's take measure. His legs were an inch too short in relation to his back. Now the crooked likes of me would say, well, where's the harm in that? But it meant his lung capacity would forever underrun. Oxygen in his system would never fill to maximum. No matter how much training, no matter his will to win, there was only so fast that he could ever swim. That day his toil was thrown in, his medals all got hurled. Ulster champ was his to keep, but he'd never won the world. So I'll quit swimming, young Trout decided, and he did so there and then. Instead he joined the army. He'd win the world some other way. Ground was too much like water, flat and undertone. To get off the ground, our young cadet quickly took to flying. And it was to escape from our damp and boggy land that soldier Dwight did 4 tours in far Afghanistan. Everything in that landlocked land bakes. Dwight liked it in the dry. Kept his body fine and fit and his mind sharp and sly. Soon had medals of another kind, bravest of his battalion. You'd have to go a long, long way to meet a harder battalion. It was in Hellman's province that he saw his hottest action. His job was to pick up troops and then get out. They call it an extraction. A dozen soldiers were pinned down in some sandy, hellish crater. Lieutenant Dwight launched his ship. That's what they call a helicopter. The Apache is a feisty wasp. It swoops, it sweeps, it stings. The Chinook is a clumsy beetle with a droning set of wings. Dwight's craft was the Chinook, and he cruised above the desert now. Approaching the crater, he caught heat. It was a right powwow. Hot lead and the RPGs were like slow and deadly comets. Iron rain splattered hard, the bullets red hot droplets. Contact, contact, contact was screaming over the net, not used in our man's Chinook, getting it in the neck. Going on sight, and the rotors kicked up a sand tornado. Trout landed with a thump, and bullets sang a crackful falsetto. When men got aboard, he was a sudden dump. Trout waited, teeth gritted, no use for God or luck. Loaded they took off again, up through the hatch of hell. Droid saw bodies in the crater. Friend or foe, he was too high to tell. One thing that struck him was the way the dead were dead. Arms and legs flung out. They looked like they were swimming. Ascending higher, the lieutenant earned more of his position. Discovered it was no crater had been the site of a mission. It was a dried up lake bed, for years barren and thirsty. An oasis once perhaps, but now long dead and dirty. So Lieutenant Troy flew home with this picture in his head. Soldiers swimming a lake of dust to the land of the dead. It was a strange time maybe for a hard man to get so poetic. But the desert struck him then as something plain horrific. Dead men locked in a shallow, stony swim. A parched earth too dry to ever let them in. So was this the world? He asked himself. A ball of dust, a bacon, when we all cling to the bone-hard land and then just sit there waiting. Lieutenant Troy made a decision then. I hit him like a ball. Didn't just think it in his head, he announced it over calls. If I survive this tour, he called, and make my home terrain, the first thing I'm going to do is take up swimming again. There are free men that need to chase as their default set when we don't show our contempt with watching and with betting. Lieutenant Detroit is in the lead, but not by a long stretch. He's a thin end of the triangle, the tip of the wedge. The other two competitors are marching beat for beat. They are so far out, we see only arms and soles of feet. See the Polynesians' feet, big and flat, just like two wooden trays. Those feet have propelled their motor through a million waves. While Lieutenant Droids are like hearts ceramic in the wake. It makes sense. Think of the desert where his feet were baked. Helmland's midday sun can go 80 degrees or hotter, while Colin McCree's feet are soft and pasty. He's a confirmed bog trotter